Welcome to Enny's Diamond Stories, where Christian families come alive through heartwarming, faith-filled stories. Today's story will make you smile, think, and maybe even shed a happy tear. Get ready for a beautiful Easter adventure, one you'll remember long after it ends. Easter is a season of hope, love, and life. And in the Emmanuel family, Easter was the biggest celebration of the year. They didn't just mark it with food and fashion, they made it a season of faith, reflection, and laughter. But this year's Easter would be different. Little did they know, a secret was brewing right inside their home. A surprise so touching, it would leave a mark in their hearts forever. It all began a week before Easter. The Emmanuel house was alive with excitement. The air smelled like vanilla and cinnamon as Mrs. Emmanuel tested new recipes. Lively music filled the rooms, while Mr. Emmanuel hummed softly as he polished wooden decorations shaped like crosses, doves, and hearts. David and Grace were not left out either. Grace had started cutting colored paper to make banners, while David, who usually loved football more than anything, was unusually quiet, lost in thought. His eyes sparkled with an idea he wasn't ready to share. On Monday, they made a list together in the sitting room. The whole family had a part to play. Clean the house, decorate the walls, bake sweet bread, rehearse the church Easter play, and invite neighbors to their Easter dinner. The family cheered as they divided the tasks. But David only smiled quietly. His idea was growing bigger. Tuesday came. The house shook with activity. Furniture was moved, curtains washed, and colorful flowers placed everywhere. By evening, the living room was so bright and cheerful that even the family cat, Snowy, couldn't stop chasing the fluttering ribbons. Wednesday was kitchen day. The house smelled heavenly. Cakes were baked, pastries filled with sweet jam were placed on trays, and baskets of fresh fruits stood ready. Grace made sure everything was perfect. Mrs. Emmanuel was proud, but David still had his secret notebook. His heart beat faster whenever he thought of his Easter surprise. Thursday night, the family sat together around the fire, listening to Mr. Emmanuel share the Easter story. He spoke about how Jesus was betrayed, beaten, and buried. The room grew quiet. Even Snowy sat still. Then came the best part, when Jesus rose from the dead. Joy filled the room again. Grace clapped her hands, and David's eyes lit up. That was the spark he needed. As the others went to bed, David stayed up, scribbling ideas in his notebook by torchlight. Clues, drawings, and hiding spots. His Easter treasure hunt was almost ready. On Friday, they visited the church. The family helped clean the churchyard and arrange chairs for the Easter Sunday service. David's heart raced as he noticed a perfect tree at the back of the house. It would make the final hiding place for his Easter surprise. Saturday was full of last-minute preparations. The Emmanuel house sparkled. New clothes were laid out, white shirts for the boys, and colorful dresses for the girls. The church play was practiced until every line was perfect. Laughter echoed as Grace made silly faces while rehearsing her lines. But David. He spent every spare moment finalizing his treasure hunt. He carefully made paper clues, each one leading to a new place. Every clue told part of the Easter story, from Jesus on the cross to the stone rolled away. Easter Sunday arrived at last. The family rose early, dressed in their best clothes, and headed to church. The service was filled with songs, drums, and joyful cheers. Children waved palm leaves and colorful ribbons. Grace sang in the choir. Mr. Emmanuel gave a short speech about hope. Everyone left feeling blessed. Back home, it was time for the Easter feast. The long table outside was a sight to see, dishes of jollof rice, steaming grilled chicken, sweet bread, salads and cool fruit drinks. Neighbors dropped by, and children ran around playing. Then David stood up. His voice shook a little, but his face was bright. He asked everyone to follow him. The family was puzzled, but curious. What was he up to? David led them to the backyard and announced a surprise Easter treasure hunt. Everyone gasped. Even Mr. Emmanuel smiled wide. David handed out the first clue. It read, "Where the cross stood high and the sky went dark, you'll find the next clue, start where the lamp glows bright." They rushed to the old wooden cross Mr. Emmanuel had made, hung beside the lamp on the porch. There, a small rolled paper waited. "Now find the stone that rolled away, where flowers bloom and children play." They laughed and searched until Grace squealed, pointing at the garden where smooth stones lay. Another clue waited. "Look for where the angel sat, shining bright and wearing white." Everyone ran to the laundry line where white clothes flapped in the wind. A final clue led them to the old tree at the edge of the yard. There, beneath its shade, stood a small handmade wooden cross. At its base, a colorful card read, "He is risen, and so is our joy." Next to it lay a box filled with tiny gifts, handmade bracelets, candies, and a small booklet with Easter verses. Tears filled Mrs. Emmanuel's eyes. Mr. Emmanuel held David's shoulders, pride written all over his face. The neighbors clapped, and the children cheered. David's surprise had brought the story to life in a way none of them had experienced before. As the sun set, they gathered around the table once more. Songs were sung, prayers were made, and laughter filled the air. The Emmanuel family knew this Easter would be remembered forever. Lessons to learn. 1. Easter is about more than food and fun, it's a celebration of hope and the power of God's love. 2. Families grow closer when they work, pray, and celebrate together in love. 3. Little surprises and thoughtful moments can bring lessons alive in beautiful ways. 4. Children's creativity can teach powerful messages when given the chance. 5. The true meaning of Easter is joy, sacrifice, hope, and new beginnings. And that's how the Emmanuel family turned a simple Easter celebration into an unforgettable story of faith, love, and family joy. This wasn't just a day for fine clothes and sweet food, it was a day where hearts were touched, lessons were learned, and joy came alive. Happy Easter, everyone. We've had a wonderful surprise from the Emmanuel family, but the greatest surprise of all is the love and sacrifice Jesus showed us. He rose from the dead, bringing hope and new life to all. Let's keep spreading love, kindness, and joy to those around us. Thanks for joining the family Easter surprise fun. If you loved this beautiful Easter story, like this video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the bell icon for more wonderful, family-friendly, faith-filled stories right here on Enny's Diamond Stories. Let's know in the comment section how you enjoyed your Easter holiday and which of our inspirational fun-filled Easter games have you practiced. Stay tuned, more heartwarming adventures are coming soon. Happy Easter. Bye.